Hey everybody, welcome back to my homestead. If you're new here, my name is Emily, and today I am going to try to protect my brassicas from some pests. I was in the garden the other night just checking everything out, and I noticed there was some caterpillar damage on some of the plants, and I found a few and smushed them. I haven't actually seen any of the little white cabbage moths flying around, but I definitely found their caterpillars. So they're here, whether I saw them flying around or not, and I want to get some bug netting over the row of brassicas before they lay so many eggs that they just completely destroy my crop, because they're looking so good this year. This is probably the best crop of brassicas I've ever grown, despite them starting out so puny. I'm very excited about them, and I want to actually get to harvest something. So I have this box of hoops that I purchased last summer. It came with some, was it frost fabric? And, optimistic me decided, I'd go ahead and buy these. They were on sale, and I was gonna move to our new place and get a fall garden planted and protect them into the first frost or something with this frost fabric. I don't know. It did not happen that way. We did not get here soon enough to plant anything, but now I have them and I can use them to protect my plants with bug netting, which well, the end of the box just opened up and everything fell out. Anyway, I already had some bug netting that I've been using for a couple years, and it has helped a little bit, but this year I think with the hoops it's going to be a lot easier to get it to be functional. So I'm going to try to figure these out and get this all set up. Here is the mess that just fell out of the box. And thankfully it's got directions, so it'll probably tell me how far apart to space them. Since I've never used these before, I can't say whether they're any good or not. It looks like they come with these little clips to keep the netting attached to the hoops. I'm going to get this stuff put together and get it protecting all of these brassicas here. Here you can see this one is probably the worst damaged, and the caterpillars were in here eating them up. Oh, there's one right there. If you can see it on the camera, it's so tiny. But focus. There it is. And now it's gone. But they're going right into the heart of the cabbages. Oh, those rascals. And there's all these outer leaves. Eat these. I don't need those. But I've had such terrible time with these Cabbage Looper Moths back in Indiana. You just can't hardly grow anything like this without any bug netting on them. Even spraying them with BT, which I've already done here. We weeded everything really well the other day. I left the purslane still, but we weeded everything and sprayed everything with BT, and I'm hoping that the netting will help so that I can actually get some cabbages and other stuff this year. I mean, look at this one. It looks beautiful. This one doesn't have a lot of damage yet. It's got a couple holes here and there, but I think that was from some American Rose chafers. They were on here earlier this year, and I picked a few off and smushed them, but there weren't that many of them. They mostly ate up my roses by the house, which is not a priority this year, so I just kind of ignored them. But the cabbages are a priority for me, and the other brassicas, the kale and the cabbage, are doing the best. The kale down here. I'm not sure that I'll get any broccoli, cauliflower, or Brussels sprouts, but the kale and the cabbages are still doing really well. So I want to make sure they are protected. I think I picked the hottest part of the day to do this for some reason. Not sure why, but here I am sweating. So I've got it all on, and there was a piece I'd used previously that I had cut in half, and that did not come to my advantage this time. I should have just gone ahead and used the last full piece probably instead of the two small pieces. But I did get it to go together, and I have a few clips left, not very many, just a few of them. There doesn't seem to be enough clips to put them on every single, you know what, I bet there's some in the box still. And so I'm gonna go back and put some more clips on as we go down the rows, because some of them I've got 3 on all of the sections where they meet, where they overlap. One of them I've got 4 on, but I'm going to go back through and add more clips, especially to this one. This one's a very tight fit. And then clip on the rest of these where I can. Probably tighten this up a little bit because it's kind of saggy. And then I've got to figure out something to weigh down the edges and the ends. But I think my brassicas are safe for the moment. I mean, there's a couple little holes something can get in. But it is supposed to rain tomorrow, which means I'm going to have to pull this up and spray BT again after that. BT is something that you spray it on the leaves and then the caterpillars eat it and then they die. But if it rains, it washes it off and you have to reapply it. So every time it rains, I'm going to have to respray the vegetables, at least until I know, or at least that I'm sure that the life cycle of whatever eggs might be on there at the moment have hatched and been able to eat the stuff and die. I'm excited to have these hoops. I thought there would be more than there were. Unfortunately, I've only got enough to do this one row with these hoops. But I have used hula hoops from the dollar store before, and those work just as well. You can actually make even taller ones. So I do have some hula hoops that have been deconstructed to use for netting, and I used those before I got these fiberglass hoops. So if I need to cover something else, I can use those. So I guess I need to get this tightened up as best I can, and then I'll be done for the day. They look like little glasses. So we've got it all on, tightened up as best we can, and on the sections where they're overlapping, or the ends, I've got 5 of these clips, 1 in each section of the fiberglass rods, and every other section just has 2, 1 on the very bottom of both sides. So we ended up with 1 clip left over, and I think we may need to come back and put something along the edge every once in a while to keep it from blowing up by the wind. But for now, I think that's good. And now I'm going to go and harvest the rest of the garlic. We started harvesting the garlic, maybe it was the last video? I don't remember. But I think the rest of it is ready now, and so we're gonna go grab the turning fork and get the rest of that out. Oh my goodness. Wow, that is definitely the biggest one I've pulled so far. Wow. This is the German Extra Hardy. Most of these are pretty big. Smells awesome. And this is the Music Hardneck. So these are the Music Hardneck. Some of them are pretty decent size, most of them are, but compared to the German Extra Hardy hardneck, I think these did better than the Music. I don't know, they're pretty similar. And then the early Italian softneck garlic, this stuff is pretty awesome. This one is the biggest one. How big that is. That's awesome. Definitely the biggest one. That's maybe the second biggest one. Even with what I've picked the other day. And I picked some of the early Italian softneck. So I think early Italian is definitely on my list for the future. And the German Extra Hardy and Music, I think those two are comparable. And I've grown the early Italian and the German hardneck before, and they both did well for me last time also. Overall, I think I got a really good garlic harvest this year, and I've kind of whittled down to what varieties seem to be doing well for me over the past couple years, and then the new ones, really Music was the only one that's a contender. But I think it was a pretty good harvest and I'm excited about it. It smells awesome. I love the smell of garlic. So I'm going to get these drying and curing with the rest of them. And I think that's it for today. So thank you for hanging out with me today. And I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye.